All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining this week's webcast. As a reminder, our company's vision is to make amazing beverage experiences where people live, work, and play. A buddy of mine and one of our investors said something really cool that stuck with me, but he's like, it seems like what you're doing is you're not just selling beverages, but it's not just coffee, because we have kombucha on tap now too, but what we're really doing is we're creating healthy, thriving communities in these places where people live, work, and play. So, we see a lot of people laughing and meeting people around the kegerator, and, we're giving these landlords the hope of not getting left behind as the world is quickly changing and they're trying to lease up their buildings, and they want to have things that are exciting that their prospective residents and tenants want, and they want really good cold brew on tap, and they want kombucha on tap, and we have ways to do that for them with the kegerator vending machine technology that allows them to cost share with their residents and tenants in ways that has never been possible before. So it's super exciting. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Last week, Jeremy introduced what was called the Chart of Authority, which you might see called the COA. And that was created to help us have checks and balances as we continue to grow as a company with how we spend money and sign contracts. The Chart of Accounts was created by Jonathan Clark, one of our advisors and investors. We also talked about the new company credit card policy for those who need to make company purchases. If you feel you may need a company credit card, please reach out to Jeremy and Dino to get further information. We think that the people that should have credit cards, we went through a list and tried to get those people credit cards. But if you have any questions, please reach out to those people. Jeremy also talked about the new travel policy, which can be found at cwj.io/FAQ. This policy covers all the guidelines related to work travel, meals, and non-covered expenses. He also, Jeremy gave an update that the ops team has earned about $23,000 in cash by selling and removing excess items in the warehouse. Let's give him a round of applause for that. That's awesome. Freed up some space. I think we are 100% transitioned over to scaled brewing now, which means that the tent is down and we now have more space for pallet racks to put more dry storage in there. Previously, we were paying people to store a lot of things that have now moved over to the Beltsville facility. And then we've sold things that we're not using to get cash for that and to free up space. Key measures for this week: we delivered 841 kegs last week, 770 nitro cold brew kegs, 71 kombucha kegs. We have 132 KVM customers. 14 customers entered onboarding last week, including 9 KVM installs, and we have 548 customers. And I believe that that number is like similar to where we were last week because we are adding a lot of new customers, and this is the time of the year where some customers go dormant as we kind of move into the colder months of the year. And then we're also actively pruning our customer base, and what that means is we're finding customers where we're actually losing money doing business with them because maybe the volumes are so low or the account is so far away off a current delivery route where it's just not worth doing business. So we try to come up with a pricing program where we can be profitable. But if they're not able to do that program, then we're willing to give up that business for the better of the company. Some notable customers from last week: we've got Pop's Ice Cream in Old Town Alexandria with a kegerator vending machine, similar to what we're doing with South Block up the street here in Roslyn, called a store within a store concept. So we're allowing people to kind of come into the store. They don't have to wait in line at the register. They can just walk to the KVM, get a cup of cold brew or kombucha, and get on their way out. The program's going really well with South Block, and we're excited to see what we can do at Pop's Ice Cream. We installed in a building called IFM, which is a canteen building in Philadelphia, or like a canteen account. Canteen is the largest vending operator in the U.S. They're owned by Compass Food Group. And then Connecticut Heights Apartments, which is an equity residential building. Sometimes you'll hear that described as EQR for equity residential. That's a KVM account. Some cool tastings for this week. We've got the NFL Players Association building in the DMV. That's a free flow opportunity. The Pier Apartments in Jersey City, that's a KVM opportunity. And then the American Society of Association Executives, ASAE, that's in the NYC, and that's a KVM account if you didn't get enough acronyms. Today, Stephanie will be presenting on the top 150, some of the stuff that we're working on for the top 150 free flow accounts, which was quadrant 3A. And so I'm going to share my screen, and she's going to present on that. Let's give Stephanie a round of applause. Thanks for presenting here. Okay. All right, it's all you.
Do I switch?
Oh, I think you can just,
Hit this guy?
yeah.
Okay, hi everyone.
Step back just a little
Oh,
bit.
am I too
Perfect.
close?
Yeah, you're probably good right there.
Hi everyone. So I'll be presenting today on quadrant 3A. And really what we're focusing on in quadrant 3A are the top 150 free flow customers. So different from our KVMs where oftentimes they are paying per cup, the free flow customers is where the office manager or the business itself is paying for their employees to have free access to our products. All right, so why quadrant 3A is important. So as of right now, the top 150 customers are actually bringing in about 65% of our monthly recurring revenue. So they kind of take up, they're a very small section of our 580 some accounts, but they take up kind of a lot of our monthly recurring revenue, and they are super successful for us. What we've seen historically in this part of the business and why it's so important for us to be working through this initiative right now is that seasonality plays a big role in the amount of coffee that folks in free flow offices drink. So we find that as it gets colder outside, people tend to go for a hot coffee option as opposed to drinking the cold brew. Even though sometimes we see that, the people that love nitro cold brew are going to drink it regardless of the weather, but we do kind of see accounts either consume less or go into what we call dormancy. Dormancy means that they're going away for a certain amount of time, typically over the winter months. So they will leave usually after Labor Day and come back in the beginning of the spring. Right now, we are hoping to drop the amount of customers that leave us from 14%, which is how many accounts left us, a total of 19 last year, down to 10%. So we're hoping that only 15 will leave us, and we're working really hard to ensure that they stay around for longer. In order to prevent dormancy and churn, it can kind of lead to overall revenue for CWJ. So we just want to make sure that we're focusing on these accounts and doing as much as we can to keep them as customers. And obviously further enhancing the customer experience as a whole. So in terms of our initiatives, we are performing account visits and going and visiting everyone and talking to them about what we're doing well, what we're not doing well, and kind of where we can improve, and also just kind of figuring out what these accounts need from us. Are they liking the nitro cold brew? Do they want more options? If they do, what are those options? And really just having open and honest conversations with our customers that kind of leads to developing a healthier relationship with them and hopefully keeping their business more long term. So in terms of our quadrant strategy, it is myself and Katie Brown that are working on this. The top 150 accounts right now consist of 92 SMB locations. 42 of those are WeWork, 10 channel partner locations, and then 8 that we have in onboarding right now. The KPIs that we are working on is getting customers on a recurring order, which means that they are consistently ordering the same amount of coffee either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And that kind of just ensures that and guarantees that they're actually ordering and that they're consistently getting coffee. Getting folks on the customer portal, which is super important for us because it means that customer success and customer experience don't have to respond to a million emails, and instead they're kind of accessing all of the information on their own. And it's really just empowering customers to do, to find solutions to their issues and to also place tickets and to check their invoicing kind of all on their own without having to reach out to us. Getting folks on auto pay, which essentially just means that they're automatically getting billed per invoice, which is super great because then we don't have to invoice them a month later, and they kind of pay us right away, which is amazing. Getting folks on contracts, which right now is obviously per the numbers. Right now we just have 2% of folks on contract. We're hoping to get to 50%. And we're kind of working on a couple of different contract options which I'm sure Robbie will talk about at a later time once we have some contracts firmed up a little bit better. Getting folks to drink different beverages, so kombucha or the tea, and really just encouraging folks to not just engage in the nitro cold brew, but also to drink a lot of the kombucha as well. Right now we're at about 15% of those accounts that are getting kombucha, which is way up from where we started just a year ago. The monthly recurring revenue, which I talked about earlier. So our goals, as you can see, are really high, and we are working really hard to get there, but we still have a ways to go. But we have till Thanksgiving, so we have time. Okay, so some key learnings that we've discovered so far. In speaking with our accounts, we found that the SandKey transition was a little bit rough. Most people have sprayed themselves at least once, if not twice, with nitro cold brew. And so we're kind of trying to figure out with our customers why that happened and how we can prevent it from happening in the future. We've taken a couple of measures like sending out the tutorial video to everyone so that they can share with their team members. We also have some new marketing materials on the kegs that explains how to switch them out. And then also talking to them about half barrels as a solution. So half barrel kegs are 3 times the current 5-gallon kegs. It means that they don't have to switch them out themselves. Our drivers would just go in, put them in, and then they don't have to touch it so that they don't spray themselves with coffee. We find that in general, most of our customers are super happy, love us, love our product, and are really happy with the service in general. And that about 30% of the customers that we've talked to are interested in maybe adding a different flavor or a different varietal of coffee. And lots of people are interested in hot coffee as an option, especially as we get into the winter months. In terms of initiatives and things we've been doing, obviously account visits have been super important in engaging our customers. Talking about contracts, we found that most people are really happy to sign on to a longer term contract if it means that they get discounted pricing. Everybody likes discounts. And then also just getting folks on the customer portal, and those who have actually accessed it have had tons of positive feedback. One person even said that it was the best portal that they've ever used. So props to our BI team for that. All right, so for the next couple of weeks, we're going to continue account visits, continue contract conversations, having phone calls with customers that we were unable to meet with, talking about getting customers on a customer panel so that we can have kind of a team of customers that are big advocates for us who can kind of help us decide in the future what products we want to add and new things that we want to work out. Planning a customer appreciation party as well, just to kind of show our customers that we really care about them, that we're really happy to have them, and also kind of just getting everyone together in one room to talk about our product, I think would be really great. And then in terms of what we're excited about and what we're hoping to gauge from this quadrant initiative is really just being able to implement long-lasting changes based on feedback that our customers have given us. I really think that hearing from the customer themselves is super important and will help to guide our business into continued growth. And then just obviously getting to know the account managers is super important, putting a face to a name and not just always emailing back and forth with these customers, which we tend to do pretty often on the customer success team, has been really great. And I think that's it. Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Round of applause. Thank you. Oh, I want to see if, does anyone have any questions for Stephanie here? No questions? I want to share with everyone we talked about SandKey kegs spraying people. I'm pulling up my LinkedIn post here. So this is a guy named Neil Welsh, who's the CEO of Silverback Strategies, and he put up this post that went viral on LinkedIn. And this person, Terry, says, Neil, do you know how to change the nitro cold brew keg? Neil said, I got this. And then this is what Neil looked like a couple seconds later. So, but he took it, with good stride, and we actually sent him a dry shirt, a Kamolcho shirt, and had fun with it. But good thing he thought so highly of Kamolcho that didn't ruin his day. He had fun with it. But yeah, what we're doing with the top 150 customers is super important, and we're excited about what you're doing. Let me see here. Now we've got some Oh, accolades. Accolades. Let's see. I have to share my screen again. 1 second. All right. We've got a birthday this week. Drew Hagelin in DMV. Birthday this Wednesday, October 2nd. Happy birthday, Drew. We have one promotion. Katie Collarulli has been promoted to sales manager, and it's well-deserved promotion. She's been doing a great job and has been, really driving like a lot of the KVM sales program in collaboration with Marley, and super excited about what you're doing, and I know you have a bright future ahead at Commonwealth Joe, so keep up the great work. Round of applause for Katie. All right. Nice. Team members living out our values. We've got Ricky Rodriguez nominated in New York City for living out the values of together, grounded, people you can count on, authentic relationships, and grit. Basically living out all the values. I love this. So Ricky has been such a team player and is great with our customers. He's been willing to travel for the company when needed and is quick to offer solutions to problems that arise. And then there's an awesome picture of Ricky here with his kid in a Santa hat. For those of you that can't see, it looks awesome. Let's give Ricky a round of applause. Oh, that's a great picture, Justino. Justino has been nominated in New York for living out the values of grounded, people you can count on, grit, authentic relationships, and customer centricity. Justino is an extremely hard worker, is always very friendly with our customers, and our customers in return love him. He can also be found forever cleaning. That's pretty awesome. Let's give Justino a round of applause. And that's a heck of a picture, Justino. I love that picture. I hope that's Commonwealth Joe coffee in that cup. Jacqueline, our cafe director, has been nominated for living out the value of grit. Jacqueline displayed grit when she spent over 2 days working to get the Pentagon City cash registers back up and running normally when her team experienced interruptions. I've been noticing, because I go in there every morning, they've been having some issues with the way that the printers are connecting to the cash register. There was a day where Amazon had a hiring fair, our espresso machine went down, issues with the new Square machines. So there's been a lot of this, these technical difficulties, and, Jacqueline's been there to really help work with the team and get the right people out there to get that stuff resolved quickly. And then for those of you that follow our Yelp page and our Google Maps page, we have close to 500 reviews, and we've got a 4.7 star rating. And that is unheard of. Try to find another shop in the DC area with 4.7 that has that many reviews. And let me know when you do, because I don't know if there are any, but they're doing a great job, even despite facing these issues that you face running a cafe. So huge round of applause to Jacqueline. Just a reminder, our values are together, grounded, people you can count on, customer-centric, authentic relationships, passionate craftsmanship, grit, data, and intuition. So if you have any nominations, someone who demonstrates our core values, nominate them for the next webcast. The link will be in the recap email. And is that it? All right, Natasha's telling me that's it. So thank you, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you next time. Hope everyone has a great week. Yeah. We just like to clap here. All right, see everyone later.